Hello folks, welcome to another edition of Bluffers to Buffers. I'm Bob.
And I'm Ben. And here we are again, Bobby.
What we got this week?
Let's let all contents in this episode.
Wow. Okay. Just blow my mind every
Rust
time.
we trust, some rusty pipes.
Nice.
With the locos. Look at that. Very good job. Layout rebuild. It's going to happen. Done a plan and everything. So you excited?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, as excited as I could be.
We're straight into In Rust We Trust.
Okay.
So, what we've got here, Bob, is another way of doing Rust. You know you like a bit of Rust?
Yeah, this is what you teased me with a little while back.
It is, isn't it? Look at that. What do you think of that? That is real Rust.
Real rust.
Yeah.
Where'd you get those tubes from, Ben?
They're the centre of the till roll. So what I use is this Flake King Corroded Metal FX kit, which I bought from airbrushes.com. And you get the corrosion activator there and a couple of 4 pots of the powder, as it were, which I'm guessing is just
actual metal.
Actual metal, yeah.
You never told me about any of this
Well,
stuff.
a little surprise because I
Well,
know
no,
you
so this
like.
is basically you keeping secrets from me again.
Well, no, because I know you like a surprise. So this is what we've got. Look, that's the kit.
Yeah.
Get a bit of that, and then some of them.
Brilliant.
Basically, you get basically a copper and an iron, and you get 2 little pots of each.
Cool.
And the idea is you get them sitting straight for starters. You pop the powders on the.
I'm struggling there a bit. I need to get
on the thing that you're trying to make rusty. Obviously, some sort of adhesive. Then spray it with the activator when you leave it, and the longer you leave it, the more rusty it gets.
So you've already put the stuff on there?
No. What we've got here is them till rolls masquerading themselves as metal tube pipes.
Yeah.
I painted them silver. So for this method, I'm going to try. Cause this is the first time I tried it. Whacking a bit of glue on.
Okay.
Putting the corrosion material or the metals or whatever onto the glue and doing it that way. Because the instructions kind of say, well, you maybe fire some lacquer on there or something, sprinkle it on the lacquer. Or what.
Yeah.
You're supposed to blow it on, actually, using like an attachment for your air gun, but that was another £100 on top of the kit, so I wasn't going to bother with that. I think, actually, it's meant for much bigger items, I think.
Like military scale
matey
things.
come in with that soppy BMW that was all rusty.
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's
Like real life.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, what I've done there is got some Mod Podge on it because that dries matte anyway. In the end, because that's where you're going to have a bit of rust. And I wasn't really sure I was going to get the jobby, let's call it powder, the filings onto the tubes. So I tried using a brush like you would weathering powder, and that didn't work because it doesn't stick in a brush. But, we got some on there. I'm essentially using the brush as a shovel. And I think you can get different effects by mixing.
Oh, you've gone heavy there.
Yeah, well.
That's like when you put the old white pepper on the mashed potato and you've gone heavy in the middle.
But if you mix the two copper and iron in different levels, I think you can get some differing effects, which we'll come to in a bit. Well, I'm just larraping it on just to see. Just like I said, it's the first time I had a go with it. So
Yeah.
just moving the mic there, so I'm actually talking into it. So it's pretty straightforward business. I think you're still with me on this, aren't you? You kind of understand.
I understand where you're going with it. Yeah.
Good. I'm not being patronising or anything.
No more than normal.
Brilliant.
No, I like it.
So that's it. It's done.
So do you have to just let that dry now? Yeah.
Well,
no, you didn't, did you?
didn't. But it was quite warm, and Mod Podge does dry very quickly. So yes, I was impatient, so I just got it on there.
I was going to say, did you save that? No, you didn't. Did you?
Save
What
it.
is in?
That is glue. That, if you remember when I did the
That looks frank.
Yeah, I know. Well, it does. When I did the toilet roll rocks.
Yes.
That is what that is. Dirty boy.
You could at least clean the ice
So
cream
this is
out.
time lapse, as denoted by the time lapse in the corner. It was less spectacular than I'd hoped, but you can kind of see it changing there.
You can, it's already gone brown.
This is over the period of an hour, this time lapse, and you've got the kind of green coming in at the end there, like you.
That'd be from the copper.
Yeah, but where it
Oh look, you
mixes,
can actually see it in the lid.
Yeah.
Quite well.
So where it mixes and what have you, you get some quite cool effects. And actually, it doesn't look any good until it's dried, as you can see there. So that was to stop it activating. You wash it with water,
Right, okay.
and that stops the chemical reaction.
The inside of the pipes look mega.
Yeah. And I was worried at first that you might not be scale correct.
No.
Bob's dive, take a dive there. I was worried that the scale might not be correct, but actually I think it kind of looks all right. And it doesn't look too, some rust effects can look well in your face. Look at that heavy corrosion there.
I really like that. I think you could be very sparing with that on some things.
Yeah,
It would work very, very well.
Yeah.
I like that.
And so it's really simple, and it's genuine rust. It's got the look. There we go. Little helping hand for Bob. If you noticed, he's piled on the pounds.
COVID.
Yeah. What?
Whoa,
So
what was
what
that?
I'm doing now, you'll like this, because I've got this box of stuff that I've kept over the years
Yeah.
with a view for when we did the scrapyard. This is just bits and bobs, and also stuff that I bought from Goodwood Scenes, but we're not worrying about them at the moment. Just, it's my odds and sods box.
Yeah, I like the fact you got an odds and sods box.
See, recognise them?
So you mocked me for keeping those till rolls, and I was like, no, I'm sure they'll come in
No, I didn't
handy.
mock you. I knew they would. I think it was the way you used to deposit them in my pocket. That was more of,
Otherwise, they wouldn't end up at your house. They'd still be here.
But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is take a few of these bits and bobs and get some of that rust on for some differing effects, Bob. I thought you might like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just for
I
some
like that you've got an odds and sods box.
flotsam and jetsam, what would be in the scrapyard.
Look at
Yeah.
the girders, the
We haven't
triangulated roof girders.
done much in the scrapyard the last couple of weeks, so... Do you know what G'd me on? Watching Everard Junction's latest episode. I
Yeah, it's
thought,
pretty mega.
I'm getting involved, getting back on the scrapyard.
It's pretty mega, to be fair. There's some very talented people out there.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
there?
no denying it. We are not amongst them.
No. We're like the bodger and badger of the model.
We were talking about mashed potato earlier.
We were.
weren't
What was our conclusion? You liked...
Got to have a lot of butter in it.
Yeah.
See them? No, you can't now.
No?
No, forget
What was
that.
it?
They're bits of, I've got the beer machine, the draft.
I saw the little pipes, the
yeah.
white pipes.
I can't work out what they'd be good for, but I think they'd be good for something. So this little bits and bobs, if I'm going to make something of this. Whoa, just like that. Do you like that? I thought I'm going to go and make some stuff out of this.
Is that just some corrugated
It's just cardboard, yeah. And you've got like a sprue there from something or another.
So this could be like a bit of an old fence or something, couldn't
Well, I thought just have it.
Oh, you just...
Just going for it, mate.
Wow.
Just going for it. So we've got some bits of cardboard there. And actually, that's got potential in many ways, that sheeting. Do you know where I got that from? Such as how this hobby can overtake your life.
Go on.
The last time the wife and I were lucky enough to get away for the weekend, you get the soap and what have you in the bathroom.
Yeah.
The cotton buds, I think, and shower caps came wrapped in that corrugated cardboard. And I was like, oh.
So you're away for a lovely romantic date night weekend.
And I'm sussing out what I can use.
Like a true sound.
That's exactly what happened. I even spoke in that adenoidy kind of voice.
Amazing. How to alienate people.
So what I'm doing here, I'm just chopping that sprue into bits. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything, but you've got piles of stuff that isn't really anything in a scrapyard, so this is what we've got. It's not that, I don't know, I should have sped this up a bit more than I have, to be fair.
Snap-on Nipex.
Yeah, old school ones.
Yeah. Quality though, weren't they?
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. You see, a broken bit of crane.
Yeah, I spotted that.
There. This is
No,
like
I gave you a load of chain.
You did. I've still got that. It's in the bag with some pallets of dog food.
Yes, I
Not
got
real
pallets.
dog
No,
food.
obviously.
Something you bought, like we've said before, how you can go to a shop and actually think, oh yeah, that's cool, I'll buy
I
that.
can
Whereas
see
get
it in my mind's
flustered.
eye.
So this is a roof vent off of something. So I'm just giving it a little, just rough it around the
you're proper
edges.
gnarling it up,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, why not?
My thought with the dog food was we could just paint over that and just have like pallets of anything. Could be anything.
Yeah, boxes of stuff. Yeah, I'll give you
Because I
that.
also bought the ballast bags, do you remember?
Yeah.
Because I thought just having things like
Yeah,
that back.
no, you're right. You're right.
Spending money on your hobby.
Hours.
So when you get bored of this and sell up, is it hours?
Hours. See, I was gonna chop this.
No, I know everything's worth 20 quid.
It is, so what's nothing? What's half a? I'll give you a tenner, Bob. It's fine. I was going to chop this, but then I thought, actually, no, that's perfect for the scrapyard, isn't it? A knackered old crane. Get in there.
Yeah, it's broken its jib.
It broke his back.
Oh, right.
Or jib, if you want to be
know.
accurate
Is that
about
a jib?
it. Some window frames there.
Yeah, sweet.
See, what I was going to do was make a pre-composed pile of turp, but in the end I thought, no, let's do it. Let's freestyle this. So this is after.
Now that,
Yeah.
that's bob on, isn't it? Look at that. That looks wicked.
Kind of done it from...
Actually leaning in to watch this.
Yeah. But this is just varying levels of powder and...
See, that being a bit more subtle,
Yeah.
I think it's
So
really
what I
worked.
did this time...
That looks mega.
What I did this time, I sprayed brown aerosol over everything.
Okay.
And then from a height sprinkled the powder from a pot, mixed the two powders in together, so
Yeah.
you got a varying amount at all times. And just, you like that, didn't you? Just sprinkled it from on high, and that was the net result. So this is just a little video of me placing it, Bob, because I know you kind of like seeing my hands. We're always wearing gloves at work, and there's something you miss.
I thought your hands are actually latex. What's this sort of 40s car coming? Where's that come from?
What I'm planning with that is to have like a wheel arch off of it and have it, because it's always a well-old car knocking around somewhere that perhaps the owner of the scrapyard has bought and is keeping it for a day where he get round to
which will never ever
rebuilding it.
happen.
No.
And then it will get sold.
Yeah, exactly. It's like real life, really.
Yeah.
So I popped that there. I'm not particularly happy. And see if you can spot the continuity. I think I might not. See, there's something. Oh!
I know what you're not happy
That's
with.
gone.
There.
I didn't put that bit of footage in. I cut the white bit off the bottom.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Scrapyard's coming along.
well, it hasn't really changed a busting lot, but
Well, I don't get to see it
no.
because of I'm not allowed round.
Oh, no, but the wife actually said the other day we should have you round. I said, no, I'll see him all day. He's having a week off work next week, so he's in purgatory. Not really talking at the moment. Leave me on my own.
Sorry, mate.
No, you're not.
But just think, when I come back after a week...
See, look there, you can see the white bit missing. Just
I know,
to
that's
interrupt
good. I like that. Well, there's so much to talk about.
We will. I'm going to have another video done for you, maybe.
Brilliant.
So there we go. This is just a few close-ups. I'm really pleased, actually, with how they look. For something so simple.
Yeah, it's mega.
It's a great effect. I'm going to play around with more subtle. See, I mean,
It's just...
can't whack it, can you? And that's see the cut of the sheets. But anyway,
It's wicked, isn't it?
something
I don't
so
like it
simple.
leaning up against the window. You'll break the window.
It's not. It's a slight of eye. It's not a touching the window.
That someone's already broken the left-hand one.
Window frames there. There's more corrugated sheets.
Do you think they'll ever get restored, that BR
I don't know. It's been knocking around a bit, hasn't it? It keeps getting shunted from one bit of the layout to another.
That looks mega.
It does, doesn't it?
Actually, you could probably add a bit of this rusting thing to the crane I did, because it would probably work quite well.
Yeah. I'm still playing with it at the minute. It's just a little video so we can see what's what. And I'm thinking all the cuts on all the scrap. It'll take a bit of time, but all the cuts on the locos just add a bit more texture, wouldn't it? And actually,
that's what it needs.
Actually, when I'll give it the dust over, towards the end with the brown paint or whatever, then just give it the sprinkle of and away.
And away.
It's copyrightable. We can't use other people's funniness.
He was funny though.
Yeah. And I did that tender just to try it out and more different effects.
Sweet.
And I run some actual rust wash over it as well afterwards, just to see what we could come up with. But lots of options there, so quite a good purchase.
When you get a new product, do you feel the need to use it on everything?
Yes. yes, I do. So now we move on. I'm excited for you to see this. Last time we alluded to the fact I sent some locos off to a gentleman named Steve, who's got a website layout pages on social media called Neville Grove. You can find him at Grove Neville. Very talented gentleman, this fella. So he popped up on Instagram with a couple of his locomotives that he'd done himself, and it was like everything that I kind of envisaged wanting. I think the first ones I saw were like give the effect of polished, but used, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I got chatting to him, and first of all asked for a bit of advice on how he did it, and then he started telling me, and I was like, do you know what? There's no way I could achieve that. And he said, well, he's just about to start a weathering service, so I've got these booked in for when he went live with it.
Brilliant.
Well, originally I was only going to send him Blackmore Vale.
Yeah.
But then I thought, you know what, in for a penny, in for a pound, let's send a few. And the brief was, for the Q1, you see here, and Blackmore Vale, what I wanted was a representation of a engine that's loved, perhaps, but is used quite hard. So something that gets polished, but also is dirty. And I think he's nailed it.
Oh, absolutely.
So what he's done is done real coal for me as well. You can see there, you got the tools in the top of the tender, like they're just for shoving, poking the coal. I really like how like the main sort of boiler cover, for want of a better word, has still got some gloss to it. You got the matte
it's
smoke
getting that
box.
top bit right, because it's not just a black line where the smoke comes out.
No, but as much as anything, when you come down to a low angle, and as we saw when it was on his layout, he's picked out the panels really nicely. Yeah. There would literally be no point in me even trying to do that. Funny enough, you're saying when we did the knob cast,
yeah,
you said you could weather a loco. Well, you know, no, I thought of a good analogy. I think that's the right word.
Okay.
So you could build an engine. You could build an engine, but if you want it doing properly, you get an engine builder to do it. It's not even worth you having a go at it.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's kind of a bit like that, and you choose an engine builder and you stick with that engine builder. That's kind of trying to put it into a term that you would possibly understand. So, like this guy, there's no point in me trying to weather any more of my locos because I'd ruin them. So I'm just going to send them to this fella.
We had this discussion earlier, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, we had this discussion earlier. Because what you've done in the past, there's people, as you well know, because you get messages through the website, through Facebook, about people asking you to do stuff for them and based on what we've done on the railway. So I think there's levels and tiers.
I think it's...
There's a difference between making it look broken and old.
Yeah, because you can just keep larruping it on and get away with it, but that... And
well,
also
you can see where he's picked the panels out, and it's just...
But he's got a 20 quid model in his hands there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
£20, Mrs. White.
Yes.
He could quite... That's the hurdle.
He could quite easily make it a £5 model
exactly.
if you got it wrong.
That's been the hurdle for me. I've got this model here.
Yeah.
It's the difference between making it look amazing like what he's done, worth every penny.
Oh, 100% agree.
Or ruin it.
Yeah.
I know, there's probably a couple of mine that I have ruined and we just don't talk about them.
I've never ruined
But I think that's a fantastic effect what he's achieved there. you normally see these Q1s. My other Q1's filthy, dirty, grimy, and this is just something a bit different. Look, this is his layout.
Yeah, look at that. That's mega.
This is some footage he took before he sent it to me. All the brake shoes, look, they've just got a subtle bit of brake dust on it. And no, it's...
But it's also the right colours.
Yes.
I think when we first started messing about, years ago now, isn't it? It was a tendency, well, if it's dirty, it's black.
Yeah.
But actually, it's not, is it?
No,
it's almost the opposite, in fact.
Yeah.
They're very pale colours a lot of the time.
Yeah. I think I couldn't have asked for any more. And actually, if you look at the C1, the surviving preserved one in the National Railway Museum, it's not far off of...
No, that is stunning.
Proper, isn't it? And that layout, man, we'll come to that later.
You look a bit starstruck, Ben.
It's mega, man. It's just look. Just look.
No,
at that.
I get it completely.
No, you don't.
I do get it.
Whatever. And look, this is Blackmore Vale, which he did. Obviously, I think we'll come into that in a minute. There we go. So this is back at gloomy Red Knob End. It's almost an anticlimax for me. No, it's important to have it's important to have something to aspire to.
Be so down on it.
Look at that action.
That's my impression.
But from this angle, you can't really see the gloss. There's the gloss.
Yeah,
but you
nice.
can see the grime in that angle. The weathering effect is so subtle, but in the flesh, for want of a better word, with the model there in front of you, it's like you could look at it for ages.
Yeah. When you spoke to him about it, did he say he uses an airbrush, or did he not give too much away?
Lots of techniques. He does use an airbrush, yeah, and powders and all the usual stuff, I suppose. But obviously, it's years of experience, a good eye for it, a good ability to do it in the first place.
Of course, yeah.
And there we are. Look back at his layout, so you can kind of see the gloss there, and that's kind of down at the Bluebell after a hard day's work. That's how she'd look, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. It's mega.
Shiny.
It's absolutely mega.
It is. Even like the colour of, again, the mechanical stuff underneath. It's bob on, for want of a better expression. It is running.
That's some layout, isn't it?
You know what? It kind of occurred to me. Because that looks big, doesn't it?
It does look big.
But it's not. We know it's not. But I think that's the sign of a really good layout when the actual locos on there look bigger than they are.
Yeah, because they are massive when you get up close to them in real life.
No, yeah, but the models, I mean, the model doesn't look like a model. When I take pictures of it, it looks like a model.
Right, okay.
But
yeah,
you see here, what I'm trying to say is that Blackmore Vale, the 00 gauge model, just then looked huge.
Yeah, it did, yeah. Yeah,
nailed it.
Also, I don't know if he's done anything to the carriages, because they look really closely coupled as well,
I would
which
imagine
looks very, very good.
You can get these little jobbies that bring them together. Here we go. Depressing old Red Knob.
Oh, give over.
But it's the look we've gone for anyway, isn't it? Dirty, grimy, gloomy, depressing and horrible.
Do you know what, should we just pack up now and just watch
sack
other
it off,
people's
mate.
videos?
Thanks very much, Steve. You ruined my life.
Yeah. Well, that's it all from Red Knob End.
But no, I mean...
You got to remember, you got to have something to aspire to, because you get a lot of messages about your layout.
Yeah. I know.
Come on.
But it's just made me kind of see...
cuddle?
No, it's fine.
A COVID cuddle.
Later. Actually, I should maybe be thankful because it's given me the kick up the bottom to have a change around and do it properly. The rest of it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Because I've come to this and it's all flat on one level, and I've kind of seen that and thought, you know what, we need another level, I need more storage yards anyway, so now's the time to do it. Whatever. So how we move on to the 9F now. I said to him, just go full grimy with this, like end of steam quote marks.
I almost feel sorry for that little steam engine.
Gary 92211. 9F, Gary the 9F, 2 R's. Very important, that, 2 R's. But, yeah, I mean, again, absolutely smashed it. Look, they're coming out the front of the smoke box there. It's been... it's just... It's wicked, isn't it?
Mm. Oh, yeah.
So much detail.
And the colour is so right.
Yeah, yeah. That's it in daylight as well. Just that's natural sunlight on it. Just I thought I'd have a little go. The streaking down the cylinders there. But and the working linkage, whatever you want to call it, whatever the grown-up name for it is.
Conrods?
You could call it that. All that looks greasy and oily, and it's just bits like that, isn't it?
It's also that kind of dull, orangey, rusty bits as well. It's just great.
I think it's knowing when to be... Because me and you would be like, rust everywhere, rust all the things. So knowing when to hold back.
They're a funny looking logo.
They are. Do you know what?
They look really top heavy, don't they?
Really grown on me. Funny enough, I said to him to have a little play with this because he's got DCC but he hasn't got sound. So I said, have a little... Because you've seen his videos on Instagram with the real sound put over the top.
Yeah, it was really, really funny. It's good.
I think he enjoyed playing with the sound and what have you. Amazing, isn't it? That's something I need to get my head round as well. What the formations of carriages should be.
Right, yeah.
This sort of thing troubles me now. I'm in a point of my life where I'm troubled by what order the carriages should go behind the locomotive. Should I have more than one brake second open or something?
God, look at her go. Look at those wagons are lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's quite a rake of them. But I mean, that's big, isn't it, that layout?
And away. She's gone, isn't she? Look at that. Wow.
And back at Rednall. We should be talking really rather than watching.
Well, yeah, it's nice for people just to have a little watch in it as well.
Yeah. I was banging on.
See that the old flicker.
Annoyingly, I didn't realise at this point that he'd done a real coal in the back and I'd left the... for carriage, he put the fake coal load back in. And
right.
At this stage, I knew we'd had the conversation, but I didn't want to be, And I flicked that out, and actually, it was all real coal in the bottom. Idiot. See, that's the one that is gone there, and I put a man in it as well. So that's the end of that section. Guys, check out this website. In fact, look, there's a little bit of the website. Oh, look, I was watching Mortimer and Whitehouse gone fishing there. Little flick through some of his other stuff.
That's lovely, that, whatever that
Britannia,
is.
Yeah. I find it really interesting, just as much as this, looking at all the different angles of his layout.
Pub restaurant thing looks mega as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you want to go for more 3D on yours then, basically?
Yeah. And your man's painted that picture as well, so he's obviously talented, isn't he? Far more talented than we are.
Oh, yeah, well, that goes without saying.
Yeah. Although I reckon if he... No, that's me telling you about the Instagram account. I reckon if you wrote him a song, maybe, you could play it on the guitar. Yeah. Because you're quite talented in that area, aren't you?
I'm right, yeah.
So that's the look, isn't it?
That is mega.
I don't know why that's glitching like that. That's irritating.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Many an hour has gone into all of this, I can tell.
Oh, crikey.
Look, that's the one that I originally saw on Instagram that I got in touch with him to speak about, because everyone loves the Duchess. And I said, because we've spoken long before this, haven't we? And we said that's the kind of look I'd love to try and get. Now I've got a source. Just fine. We've got a
I can feel I've got many more trips to the post office coming up. You going to the shop, take that with you.
Yeah. We're trying to work out.
Wagons are cool as well.
Yeah, I was trying to work out what's send next. I think I'm going to have to send a rake of carriages and what have you up, so I've got for that. We've got some sort of continuity. Again, it comes down to I've got all these carriages. What I don't want to do is go flying into them with an airbrush and some weathering powders and knacker all these carriages because they're £20 each, Bob.
I understand the £20. Yeah.
Some of them are actually less than £20, genuine.
But don't lose confidence.
I'm not.
I feel like you've lost a little bit of confidence in yourself.
I think
now.
You've got to know
when to hold them or when to fold them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not worth me wasting my time. I could spend my time doing so much other things. Just the same as fitting the sound. All right, if it's a simple job, I'll throw it in. So if it's a simple something on the loco, I'll have a play.
To be fair, if you send him to do the weathering, you can just sit here and look at his website.
Exactly. Marvel. I'll just wait for him to send the videos of the local workers going around his layout.
And then we pop it up and pretend we've done loads of work.
In fact, I'm missing a trick. I don't even lay out at all. I'll just send him all my locos and say, can you run them? Can you run them on your layout and film?
Can you play with these for a little while and video them?
But he also does a layout design service because he's an architect.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That could help you massively.
Funny you should say that.
Funny that.
Funny.
Maybe if you just paid a little money, you might have like a terminus.
Moving on to this, I have been busy designing a plan, and this is it. Look of what I think the layout will end up being.
Mhm.
So it will still remain a roundy. This is the bottom level. The grey bits are the individual baseboards. Up the top there you can see we've got what will be a storage yard on each of the lines. And now we're just flicking to the upper layer. There's a lot of track in it. So this will be the upper layer. The locos will come from the lower layer around this outside track to the upper layer. We're back down the bottom again now. But I don't know whether this is right or wrong or mental or what. So whilst I spent ages designing this, what I'm actually going to do, Bob, is send this file to Steve at Neville Grove and say,
help.
Basically, start again if you need to. Here's a list of things that I kind of want from the layout. I want to keep our existing Red Knob End yard that we've got.
Yeah.
I want to keep that as part of it because it is. The canal was knackered anyway because my daughter left something in the water and it sunk.
That does happen with water.
It does, but then the water stayed in the shape of the thing. So, but I think I put too much dye in the water mix. That's why that's done that. But it's a learning curve, isn't it? So we can come back and have another go. So what I'm doing there is they come round. It's a gradient over about 7 metres. They start from the bottom level, come up, big sweeping curve there, up to the main level and then round. And there's the terminus station we spoke of. That's the scissor jobby up the top there that I had made.
You had made, which may now be...
No, I'm going to use it because I had it made. And then we've got the station, we've got the roundy thing, and that's the end of that. I'm not doing it anymore, yeah.
We're done?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, thanks for watching, folks.
Hopefully you're enjoyable. Probably the most enjoyable bit of that was someone else's layout.
Definitely. But make sure you go and check out Steve's stuff because it is mega.
Yeah.
Really, really mega.
100%.
And if you need stuff done, your money's well spent there, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But you can still like and subscribe and keep sending us messages if you fancy it.
Or don't.
We feel defunct now.
Yeah. Fakes.
Yeah. Might just go home. Yeah. Anyway, we're no longer on Red Knob End Junction, so it's all on Bluffers to Buffers, Instagram, Facebook, and what's
YouTube.
YouTube, the thing you're actually watching on.
So
there you go.
Just to reiterate, please do like and subscribe on YouTube, and thanks for all the comments and keep them coming. Any questions you've got, fire them over. Otherwise, until next time, I think.
Au revoir.
Yep.